Hello, everyone, and welcome to another yet different type of video today. So, I want to talk a little bit about hip pains and actually what's going on behind it. I know that a lot of people are suffering from hip pain, and I know that a lot of the time the thing to do is really go to see a doctor to, have surgeries and pills and all of that. Now, I want to first of all say to you that, of course, from my own point of view, I am not here to tell you what to do. I'm not advocating this or that or not doing this or that. But all I want to do is share um, some kind of a background information about what can be leading to your hip pain. And now this is really important because so often most of us are not making this connection between the emotions and the physical body pains. So, my name is Einav Avni, and I am an alignment coach and energy healer. And I truly believe that there is a connection, an emotional root cause to any chronic conditions that you are suffering from. I also believe that from an alignment point of view, when you are operating from fears, limitations, or compromises, your body says, hey, you have to pause because you are so far out, so far away from your alignment that I must get you to pause and recalibrate and find your true self. And so all of this will become a little bit clearer when I continue with what it is that we are going to talk about today. So the first thing that I want to say is that when you talk about the hips are obviously connecting to your legs, to your pelvis, and they are in the moving forward kind of situation. So when you are going through a time in your life where you are in debate how to move forward, finding your autonomy, finding, how this change is going to impact your life. This is the perfect time for the hips to start feeling or sending some expressions of pain. So when we understand that there is an emotional root cause, now instead of just going and trying to fix our bodies with surgeries and pills, we can just pause and say, hey, what is going on? What is the emotion? Now, if you believe that there is an emotional root cause and you start looking at the emotions, when you fix the emotions, when you look at the fixing whatever was going on in your life, the pain will disappear or the pain will reduce or there will be a change in your pain quality. So the second thing I wanted to do today is I wanted to share notes that I took from an energy healing session that I just done on someone. Now, this woman, I have walked with her before and a few times, and so her hip pain is already reduced, already less than what it was. But today, whereas before we used to work on really maybe alignments and resetting some of her bones and stuff like that in an energetic way. Today we will take into the belief code. So today we were working on limiting beliefs that will contribute that are contributing or were contributing to her hip pain. So I'm going to share the notes. Now I know that this can be a little bit like what? So just bear with me. Bear with me because if you're here to the end, you will understand something about maybe potentially you will understand something about your own hip pain and what you can do about it. So let me share my screen. Here we go. So in here you see, not this one, of course, that's my Zoom thingy. But what I want to share is the notes that I took. Now, it's all about the hip and the pain, and also it's the belief system. So we had a tangled belief system, and what it really means is that there were two of the beliefs that we found that were probably the ones that created the whole thing. So the most important beliefs in the belief system. I don't want to bore you with technical information because I will lose you for sure. But the important thing is here. So listen to the beliefs that this woman is keeping inside of her or was keeping inside of her. I need to pretend to be someone I'm not. I can't live with myself. I must hide my flaws. My opinion isn't important. My heart is broken. I hate myself. I don't like my job. Now, will it surprise you if I told you that this woman is currently going through career change or career stepping up or something to do with her job? Now, when you know this, when you know this in context, you can see that actually she doesn't want it. there is something here that is really holding her back. Now, if she is in two minds, her body is feeling it. Her body is presenting it now. So these were the first statements. The first part of the limiting belief system is to find the statements. So we found them, and then we found some other emotions that are connected to the belief system. So you can see emotions of anger, overwhelm, another anger, worthless, resentment. And all of these feelings, they are connected to the limiting statements that we found, because when you feel an emotion, when you have a thought, you always have an emotion. So when you have it again and again and again, which is what a belief is, now these emotions are trapped and, of course, create blockages and holding you back. When you have an emotional blockage, you feel it in your body. And because this is also about moving forward in life, it makes a lot of sense that the pain is in the hip. Then we had some things, physical things to reset, ligaments, lumbar disc, etc. And then we had something, well, she has an outside need, so she needs to, the recommendation is that she goes swimming. And then we had some post-hypnotic suggestions, which is basically it's snippets of conversations that you hear externally, but because it matches your own vibrational frequency, you start believing that this is the truth, and now you're trying to fulfill it. So the ones that she has, right? Nothing works out for me. I hate everything. I'm trapped. Something is wrong with me. I don't know anything. I can't handle it all. So you can see that this is very much of course, limiting and suppressing. And if you're thinking about a time when you're facing a career change, but you're not sure this is the right thing for you, and starting to ask yourself, am I doing this for me, or am I doing it because this is what is expected of me? You have all of these questions, and because you have them often, you start doubting things, and there's a real interference in your energy. So, of course, all of these things we found and then released. Then she had an entity, negative energy that has come in and has now gone. And then we went into some muscles and physical alignment again. And then we had some current symptoms, so something that she's suffering from at the moment. We released it. And then there was some emotional reverberation, emotion that is stuck in the body and looping, doesn't know how to come out. So normally, when you feel anything, the first emotions will be the ones that are reverberating. So, basically your first reaction will always be rejection or horror, as in this case. And then we had some, again, physical setup, resetting. And then we had idea allergy, which was about idea allergy is like you have a physical allergy and your body is responding to something that you're eating or getting in touch with. In here, it's about idea. So your body is reacting and sabotaging an idea that you have. So making positive changes. See, job, I don't want to do it. Ideology to change, ideology to being doubted or mistrusted or being criticized, right? So there's all of these different things that are basically coming up that you can really see how when they are blocking your energy field, you having this trouble in life. So first of all, there's a lot of emotional turmoil because should I go for this job? Should I go for the promotion? Should I change career? Whatever it is. And then also the pain. So the pain in the hip because I don't know if I really want to move forward in the direction that I'm headed. So there's in this session that I just had, she also had another belief system, but I will, that will be enough for now. So what I really want you to take away from all of this is that, yes, when you feel physical pain, if it's acute, sure, go to the doctors, check it out. But if it's chronic, if it has been going on for more than 3 months, you really want to start thinking about what is the emotional root cause. And one thing to do is to really think about life. What is going on in my life right now? What happened in my life just before this thing started? How am I feeling? Am I actually expressing my doubts, my feeling, my fears, my all of this, or am I repressing? Am I following my belief that things has to happen in the way that they are? That didn't come up very well. What I was trying to say is that sometimes, for example, if it's about career or even a relationship, or do you know what? It can be anything. It can be even about your health. When you have been through something for a long time, now you're thinking, I can't change because what will I do? And will I have to start from scratch? And what will I? look like? How will it work out? So you have so many fears and limitations that you are forgetting to really get in touch with your own alignment and say, actually, what am I being called to do? So, for example, if I've studied law and I keep thinking or remembering how challenging it was to pass all of the exams and, you know, pass all of the time until I had created my reputation. If I'm now thinking, actually, I'm not getting up in the morning with, any sort of joy or excitement, but what I really want to do is, do knitting for charity. You would say, well, I can't, you know, I obviously I can't choose because in here I've been doing this for such a long time and it pays my bills and it's everything that I've ever worked for. Everything I ever done was for that. And now the idea of doing something for your soul fills you with dread. Now, if it's just on an emotional point of view, fine. But if you keep on repeating it and keep on having the same kind of limiting thoughts and a lot of fears, at some point you will feel it in your body. And this is nearly a guarantee. So the things to do is to say, okay, I don't have to just do, either this or that. Maybe I can continue with my low film career, whatever, but also start seeing how do I bring in more of my heart space. If it's about knitting for charity, okay, sure. So maybe that won't necessarily pay the bills, but there is something here that I can do. So maybe I'm teaching other people to knit or maybe I'm connecting with people and charities and knitting. I don't know. The possibilities and the opportunities are endless. But we always limit ourselves. We always think that's not enough, that's not good enough, and all of that. And also we have this kind of bizarre belief that we have to go and see the doctor, that the doctor knows. And the doctors, if you pay attention, they always offer, suggest um, surgeries, pills, and things that really I don't know. Well, I don't know. Is it working for you? Because if it's working for you, you're probably not watching this movie or video. But if it isn't working for you, I am completely and utterly and totally suggesting to you that you start thinking about your emotions, about how are you limiting yourself in life, where are you operating from your fears, and so on. Now, if any of these things that I just spoke about, including the sessions that I just shared with you, if any of these things to you make feels like, oh, I really want to try it for myself, then please check inside this, show notes and find the link to have a connection call. We go on a call, we have a conversation, we talk about you, we talk about anything that comes up. And if it feels right for us to work together, then we will. And if it isn't, then it doesn't, it doesn't, it has to feel right. I am really advocating following your heart, doing what feels right, following your gut. So if working together doesn't follow your heart, don't do it. But if it does, then come and find out what it could be like, what it might be like. So I believe this is everything I wanted to share with you today. But the most important thing, really, if I only leave you with one thought today, is that if it's in your mind, it's in your body. And if it's in your body, the way to fix it is to go back into your mind, not necessarily to surgeries and pills. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Einav Avni. I'm an alignment coach and energy healer. And if you feel that this message is important for anyone to watch, please share them with them even. Please like, subscribe, and show some love. Why not? Have a wonderful rest of the day and all the love and healing sent to you. See you soon.